The goal is really to get to a point in our healing when we don't need to unpack every limitation and belief. And one way to get closer to that is just to simply say, we don't do that anymore, so that we shift our focus towards growth, towards progress, and honest self-love.
Welcome to the Seeds of Growth podcast. My name is Pumihana Palmer. I'm a mindset and growth coach to new real estate agents, small business owners, and high-achieving female entrepreneurs. I believe that true success happens from the inside out, and I'm on a mission to plant seeds of growth and transformation, one powerful conversation at a time. Each week, I'll bring you a solo episode, interview, or coaching experience with business owners just like you to help you shift your perspective, elevate your beliefs, and build a business that inspires you. Now let's dive into today's episode.
What's up, friends? Welcome back to another episode of Seeds of Growth, where we have powerful conversations that plant seeds of growth and transformation in the minds of entrepreneurs and real estate agents just like you. I'm your host, Pumihana Palmer, and today we are exploring how the phrase, "we don't do that anymore," can fast track your personal transformation. If you're listening to this podcast, it's safe to assume that you're a fairly self-aware individual. And if you're anything like me, you're probably a spicy little overthinker as well. Oftentimes, these are both a gift and a curse because we have this profound sense of awareness of our limitations, coupled with this ability to reflect and analyze them. And oftentimes with that analysis, it'll lead to paralysis. I'm sure you've heard the saying, analysis paralysis. Oftentimes, these are both a gift and a curse because we have this profound sense of awareness of our limitations, along with this incredible ability to reflect and analyze them. But oftentimes, the analysis will lead to paralysis, and then that'll lead to us wanting to melt into a puddle of our own tears. And even if you're not nearly as dramatic as I am, I'm sure you've had your days when you've felt pretty damn close. Today, we are going to examine this concept of how simply stating, "we don't do that anymore," can really propel you forward towards rapid change and transformation without a second thought. So I have to be honest, this concept actually came from the scene in Taylor Swift's Miss Americana Netflix documentary. Please don't judge me. She absolutely is my guilty pleasure. Hell, she's like 1 or 2 years younger than me, and I have 2 daughters at home. So come at me, bro. But this scene where she was riding in this car and she was so honest and raw about her struggle with her body image and self-criticism. She was looking at this photo of herself and she said that she felt herself starting to slip back into that habit of one of those shame and hate spirals. She caught herself and she actually said, "Nope, we don't do that anymore. We do not do that anymore. That didn't end us up in a good place." And it blew my mind. One, because even someone as phenomenal and accomplished and seemingly perfect as Taylor Swift struggles with body positivity and self-hate. And two, because that was such a simple and impactful action item to implement. Now, from a neurological standpoint, the saying, "if you don't use it, you lose it," is absolutely relevant and here in this moment. You see, thoughts and beliefs create literal neural pathways and connections in the brain. And when you think new thoughts and create new connections, there's no need for the old ones, and therefore you lose those connections. So think of it this way. Say you're driving down one road every single day, and this road leads to this one town that you drive to every single day. And one day you realize that it's almost like you have an awakening and you realize that, hey, you really don't want to keep going to that town. You don't like it there. It doesn't make you happy. And you're kind of just done. So you choose to take the road less traveled. You don't like it there. It doesn't make you happy. And you're kind of just done. So you choose to make a new road by driving in another direction and taking the road less traveled. Shout out to Robert Frost. It's a little scary because, it's empty. You've never been there before. You don't know what's around every twist and turn, but every day you keep driving down this new road, and then you start stopping along the way and planting flowers and trees, and you start bringing friends down this road, and maybe you start putting up some signs and buildings and whole new towns and new roads that lead to new places and more. Because we've all been to that first town. We've all gone down that shame and guilt and embarrassment road to know that it leads to really a cold, dark, and ultimately lonely place. And you and I both know that we don't belong there. No one does. There's no love in that town. There's no growth. There's no excitement and alignment. And pretty soon we forget about that road. There's really no reason to go down there. In the same way, you're telling your brain there's no reason for us to think that thought anymore. And it just doesn't land the same way. And by saying we don't do that anymore, we are shutting down that road and choosing a new one, creating a new one. I do have to insert disclaimer though. This tool isn't to be used to bypass the parts of you that are actively asking you to be seen, heard, and validated. I do believe that safely processing our past and holding space for the guilt and shame in the right setting and with a trained professional is top priority. This has been something that I have been working on with my therapist. And it's so interesting to me because I've taken a DISC and motivators assessment before. And one of my top motivators is theoretical. Basically, I'm a high theoretical, which means I am the bookworm. I am so curious, and all I want is just to consume and absorb knowledge. I will take courses just for the sake of taking courses. I will do something new just for the sake of learning something new. And analyzing things is how obviously I process things. But my therapist has really, truly kind of forced me to slow down and not make those connections with my emotions and to just sit in the sadness, sit in the guilt, in the shame, in the hurt. And it's so uncomfortable. Good Lord, you guys, it's so uncomfortable for a number of reasons. And so my intention is not for you to use this, we don't do that anymore, as a way to bypass this, as to a way to glaze over really truly sitting in the beauty and uncomfortableness of the deeper, richer feelings. But, believe me, I've tried that in the past. I've tried to gloss over these things. I tried to analyze the hurt and the pain and the shame and the guilt away. And somehow my subconscious threw me in the fast lane straight to Shameville. So the goal is really to get to a point in our healing when we don't need to unpack every limitation and belief. And one way to get closer to that is just to simply say, we don't do that anymore, so that we shift our focus towards growth, towards progress and honest self-love. So this wraps up today's episode of Seeds of Growth. Thank you so much for tuning in, friends. This was a short and a sweet one, another mindset minute, if you will. So friends, I would love to hear from you. What are some of the things that you'll be saying, we don't do that anymore too? Is it the body shaming? Is it the mom guilt? Is it the client guilt? Oh, I should be doing this. I should be doing that. The word should is a really big flag, if you will. It's a big hint for you. So please, you guys can DM me at Plumehana Palmer on Instagram or email me directly, aloha@plumehanapalmer.com. Until next time, my love, remember, keep going, keep growing.
Thanks so much for listening. If this episode served you, please do me a small favor and head to your favorite podcast platform to rate and review the show. Your small act will play an exponential role in getting these powerful conversations out into the world. Be sure to connect with me on Instagram at @PumeHanaPalmer and DM me with your insight and takeaways. See you next time. Aloha.